Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Friday night with Mark Haley, watching PRF1 around Austin, Texas, USA this week. Full qualifying, 50% race. Oh, very wet qualifying as well. 16 on the grid at the moment. I'm sure I saw a couple of people say that they were going to need to join in qualifying. The game's automatically put everybody on wets. It does look very wet, so I think that's probably the correct way to go. Got our details up. We'll see who acts first, but as you can see, it is raining heavily. Just wonder if you might be able to sneak an intermediate lap in first, because looking down the pit lane, I can't see puddles, which is usually a good sign of whether it's actual wet tyres or intermediates. So, just wondering if anybody's giving it a go. Got a couple of cars coming out now. Looks like there's going to be a Ferrari for... Oh, no, Williams snuck out in front. Where's the Williams? Oh, there's a Haas at the front, actually. So, who'll be that then? That's Davis, is it? Yeah. So, now a full-time driver for PRF1 Davis, who's reserved a couple of times. Full-time driver for Haas now. As you can see, I kept the tyre thing open just in case anybody tried intermediates, but it looks like everybody's going to go with wets. And I have to say, looking at this, I agree. It's too wet for intermediates, so I think we're on the right lines with the wet tyres. Okay, still not the Shadow, here. Shadow, I'm going to have to call you Shadow 2.0. Welcome, man. Thanks for joining. Thanks to everybody else who's joined as well. So there are quite a few of you out there. So, do we prefer the fact that it's wet? I like the fact that it's a wet qualifying, definitely. I hope the race is dried out. I guess we'll find out. But, wet qualifying can certainly make things a bit more difficult and a bit tighter. So Davis then, not far, he's just coming around that long right-hander, which usually in qualifying in slick conditions it would be flat out. But obviously in wets, full wets, no chance. You'll be gone in a flash, gone in an instant if you try and go flat out in wet. As Revan retires from the session, he's crashed in towards the end of the tight twisty turns of sector 1. There's no car the car we're on with, Davis, would be the first person to reach him, but I would imagine the car would be cleared by then. Look how careful Davis is having to take it. And the car is cleared. It was just here, I believe, on the left hand side. So not a great start to the evening for Revan. Now, what that means to all the other drivers, because we've only got 16 at the moment, if it stays like that throughout Q1, then all the other drivers just need to put a time on the board. And they will be through. In fact, really, it's only Gumba that needs to do that. Because he's currently classified as below Revan. If he gets time on the board, he'll go above. Davis then. That's the end of sector 2, 1:13.8. I've absolutely no idea if that's a good time or not. Seems to be holding the gap to the cars that were behind him, so no reason to think it's not. These little areas, that's one of them there, is just quite difficult getting on the traction. There's a yellow flag for a McLaren. You just come out the hairpin onto the long straight. Whoever it was already going again, so no big incident. So Davis across the line then, gets the first lap on the board, 51.9. Is this Gumba? It is indeed, so he is going to get that time on the board. 55.4 from Gumba. Gress is on an outlap, so it's Massey, but he's invalidated. Who was that? That's Dark Mark. Validation as well. It's McLaren of Dark Lord. That was clearly him that had the moment at the hairpin, because looking at his time, 2 minutes 29. It doesn't actually matter, he's going to get a time on the board, that will put him through. You can pit this lap if he wants, that's enough. But I imagine if all of qualifying is going to be like this, they'll want to get a bit of track time in, I should think. Noodle Neck then in the Alpine, coming across 155.4. That's a P3 for the moment. Anyone else? Master Spread. Out of the final corner. Looks like a good time from him. 52.2 puts him P2 just behind Davis. Davis's first lap still standing. And after Frozen here, he'll be the next to cross the line again. So 53.3 from Frozen puts him in P3. So if we go back to Davis, say he's next to cross the line, but he's 4.3 seconds down. I think. No, let's go to Massey. He's managed not to invalidate so far. He eagle-eyed among the viewers when it noticed that Massey's changed his gamer tag from ETE Massey to Massey F1. Comes out the final corner, looks like a good time. It's a 52.8, that puts him P3. Someone else jumps up then, I think it was Red Bull in the Ferrari. That's a 52.9, up to P4. Mark in P8. Noodle Neck. Dark Lord then. Didn't get a proper time in last time, but it looks like he has this time, and it's 54.9. That puts him in P11. Oh, this is the one I was calling Dre last time, isn't it? Because I think it's Acker Dre or Acre Dre, but I'm just going to call him Dre because it's easier. Yeah, he's on an outlap in a way, actually. Oh, it was that's Red Bull's had a moment. Just recovered it. Didn't look like there was any damage. Frozen was improving, but is invalidated. So into the pits they come. Who's this? This is Dre. That's that outlap. And then again, the next one across the line will be Davis, but again, he's not improving. Nearly 1.4 seconds down. Demon retires. He's aware that it doesn't need to do anything better than that. Massey was improving through sets of 2 by 10.5. See if we can just watch him over the line, see if he keeps that improvement up. Yeah, it's 52.5, so 3 attempts, P4. Stays P4 for the moment, behind Davis, Master Spreading Grezza. There's Davis showing very good running in the wet. That was still the very first lap that was put in. At 51.9. Anyone showing any improvement? Grezza is. Okay. Grezza might be spoiling the party here for Davis. Oh no, sorry, that was Grezza's last lap that got him up to P3. My apologies. Who's this? Mark. It's just had a massive improvement. And has moved up to P5. Dragoon. Also just improved and moved up to P7. Early on there, early on in the lap. Jala! The lap, previous lap actually. Dre unfortunately is invalidated. No improvement coming up from Massey. Let's say these guys are all through in a way. Oh, was that someone spun? It was indeed. That's Dragoon. It's on P7. Hey, Aaron. It is Shadow, yeah. You're the updated version. I'll tell you the race is supposedly dry. Thank you. I'm glad about that. Wet quality's cool, but I prefer the race to be dry. Makes for better racing, I think. Skip through, see if we can spot anyone improving. Gets on. Ooh, a bit of a moment at the hairpin going on, so I'm not sure how. Straight line. And if this was me personally in this weather, I definitely want to compare them to by doing the same sort of lap that I was doing at the end of Q1, not having to sort of readjust to the track again. There for Dre. See, what he will have had to set up for a dry race. So their cars are not finely tuned for this weather at all. Little things you could do, but Dre goes into P10 in a way, so a nice lap, 53.361. Who else is out there still? Massey. So he sets a free, he'll be next over the line. Red Bull's just started a lap. So Massey will be looking to get his championship back up and running tonight. I certainly won't bet against him. So out of the last corner, looks like an improvement to me. It's a 51.7, so he goes fastest. So not often you get to say this, but it's a Haas 1-2. The Haas powerhouse. Dre isn't improving, he's too far back on the straight. Where's Red Bull? He was on... Oh no, Red Bull's Red Bull's out! Oh, he's going to be so annoyed with doing that extra lap when he didn't need to. And, well, Dre is purple in sector 2. He's improving by 1.1 overall, so he'd have to gain quite a bit of time to actually take the fastest lap, but he's done the fastest second sector. I thought he was quite a way off his time when he entered the straight, but clearly I miscounted. Quite a few retirements out now, all in the pits apart from Red Bull and Revan. Unfortunately, have crashed out in Q1 and will take over further part in qualifying. So Dre over the line, goes P3 on a 52.2. Looks like he's getting used to the conditions now. Frozen on lap. Massey still stayed out. He's improving again now. He's invalidated in a way. Mark has just crossed the line to start lap, so let's go to Frozen. And then we'll go to Mark after. So just onto the long straight. Important to get a good exit out of the hairpin. But again, it could be another part of this track that could be a little bit iffy on the old traction. If you're on no traction, it can A bit dodgy. And he's purple through sector 2 is frozen. So at the moment on our fastest time, that looks like the sector where the time is to gain. So there's a couple of drivers gone through their purple now. Comes into this long sweeping right-hander. Out, pushing the limits, but easily not invalidating, and it's a good lap again from Frozen, so it's a 52-0. So it goes P3, and Massey retires in the pits, and Dre not improving this time. Let's go down to Mark. Noodle Neck has come back out on an outlap at the moment. So it's each to their own in this situation. Obviously everybody could just retire in the pits and move on to, oh, Mark just invalidates there, move on to Q2, but why should they, if they're still going to be wet through qualifying, why not get some practice in? Mark starts another lap. He's only got just over 40% energy. So let's switch to Noodle Neck. Currently in 11th with a PB of 1:54.7. This is his third lap on these tyres, but this is the start of a flying lap. I think you'll find that's because it's just the same set that he used earlier in the session. Didn't change them. Davis also retiring in the pits. So Haas at the moment remain 1-2. And if my eyes are right, I think Red Bull are P3 and P4 as well. It's a big fight going on between Haas and Red Bull at the moment. Here's this hairpin nicely on the power out of it, and down into to the end of sector 2 here, and it's a 1 second improvement so far from Noodle Neck. Puts him into the 53s. He showed purple again as well. So again, it really seems that sector 2 is where the time is at the moment for Massey. I imagine at this stage everybody could probably improve in all sectors still. Continue to get used to the track. So Noodle Neck across the line then finishes qualifying 1. He finished up 9th in the end. It's, as aforementioned, we will lose Master Revan and UFRL Red Bull, who both unfortunately crashed. Red Bull having already done a 52.9 as well. If you look where that would put him, that would slot him into P8 in that session. So was looking at a good qualifying. So never mind, these things do happen. Plenty of time in a race to make up for it. We'll just pop into race director. I don't think there was any incidents between two drivers, but just in case. You might hear a little ching ching now as I pour me coffee. Got me coffee, everybody. Everybody knows me knows I got me coffee. So into Q2, where the top 10 will progress. and everybody on wets except for one. Reza switched to intermediates. Not out yet though. That's Mark has gotten out first, so he's getting out early to get a wet run in. But now Noodle next switch to inters as well, so I think it's probably quite clear from the weather forecast that the track must be drying up slightly. There are still a few little puddles around going by that view, so I don't know that it's ready just yet. Ooh, controller batteries are low, I didn't expect that. Changing that long ago. Oh well, I may as well change them now, guys, while waiting for a hot lap to start, so... That's okay, we are back. Where's Mark? That wasn't Mark, was it? There he was, Mark. Yeah, it was right. It was Mark. Right, what we got going on in chat? Evening, Davis. Hey, Greta. Tricky. Indeed. Dre is Swedish. Okay. I can't do a Swedish accent, so I don't know how else to say it other than Dre. Used to those conditions. Hilly, where are you from? I am from Bristol, in the southwest of England. West Country. Although I now live in Devon. South somewhere. Do you not remember Bristol? That's like... it's a huge city. Bossman! Hey, Mr. Whale, thanks for joining. There you are, Dragoon. I do come from your neck of the woods. You should have just known by the accent then. You should have been able to tell that. I am from Brazil. Anyway, on to the racing. That's quite loud in my ears, being on board all the time like that. So, Mr. Mad Mark had an outstanding performance on Monday. Was it Monday? No, it wasn't Monday, because I raced and never commentated Monday. Tuesday, even. In WAOF1. Won the race. With an outstanding performance, got my driver today as well, and to be honest, there's nobody else in contention for it. As he goes fastest here with 51.6, of course his fastest, he was first. Davis beats it by half a second. Lots of people coming over the line. He was a McLaren, a spreader. So 51.5 just splits Davis and Mark. Dragoon 52.3. 52.4 for Demon. So close there. Looks like Greza has switched back to the wet tyres to come out first. Well, he's still sat in the pits actually, but you know what I mean. Dark Mark then in a Red Bull. What can he do? Coming round to the final corner now. Massey just behind him. Oh, he's into the pits, so let's go to Massey. 55.6, so a lot slower than his Q1 lap. I'm sure you put that right. Rapid Pajala. Going around that long right-hander now. German potato here. Says Shadow. Why potato? .54 free then from Pajala, puts him into P7 for the moment. Looking down, I think we're back to Mark, are we? Yep, indeed. Oh, and Frozen. And that is down at the hairpin. I think Massey might be round there. Where's Massey? He's go past, didn't he? Dark Lord. Yeah, here we go. It's not now because he disappeared before we reached it. Oh, that's annoying. But he was over on the left-hand side, which usually means that if you lost it under traction while coming out the corner and spin round into the wall. So we're in P3 at the moment. Who else we got? This is Gumba crossing the line. 1.4 second improvement. Goes P6 on a 54.0. Dark Lord. Oh, Massey's ahead of Dark Lord, isn't he? See, this looks better actually going by the time as he comes around the corner. So 51.1 goes P2 by 0.03 of a second. McLaren of Dark Lord then 52.7, that's for P7. Who we got next? There's a little bit of a gap to Pajala. Noodle next still sat in the pits on the intermediate tyres. He's poised to go. I don't know. Well, the times are slightly quicker than Q1, which means we're going in the right direction. Pajala improves by a second up to 53.2. So we're going in the right direction, but it's really difficult to tell just by looking at the track. But I can't see any big puddles or anything. There's still a lot of spray coming up. Truth is, well, he switched back to wets now, Noodle Neck, but right, so who are we with here? This is Dark Lord. So this car's coming round. I think there's a Mercedes on its way round. Oh, that's Demon, but he's invalidated. So the Ferrari then of Gumba. Heading for the pits, is he? Yeah. Dark Mark on an out lap. Here's the Haas. It must be Massey Davis in the pits. Into the pits comes Massey. Now, by the time that we're seeing people start to enter the pits, I think it's because they think it might be going to intermediate conditions. And nobody wants to get caught out. Grezza's now switched. But he is still sat in the pits. He hasn't got time on the board yet, so it's going to be a gamble from Grezza. Spreader has since gone fastest. I didn't see that one, but he's gone fastest on a 51.0. So the track's driving, but it's not... Or it's getting faster, but it's not like a couple of seconds have come off the times, is it? It's just a few tenths. That's the problem. So this is Demon then, who's just coming up to the end of Sector 2. If you are listening, as I don't know, I honestly don't know if this is intermediate or wet. My guess is that it would probably be pretty close between the two. Just catches the curb on the outside, it's invalidated him, and he gets all out of shape, but I think he survived it with no damage, but he does come straight into the pits. Good enough for Romeo coming round. Oh, he's on night lap. Red Bull must be Dark Mark. It is. Ah, no, this looks quicker from Dark Mark. So it's a 51.9. Eclipses his Q1. That's where is he? Oh, he's invalidated through sector 1. Who's the next car then? That is Greza on an outlap on intermediate tyres. So here we go. I'm told that when you're racing and the track is getting wetter, the time you know that when you know that it's the correct time to pit to wets, full wets, is when you can start seeing standing puddles on the track off the racing line. But the absolute truth is I can't see standing puddles. Like it just looks very damp. But Spreader goes quickest. Well, that's a big improvement from Spreader, 50-0. So that's even more of a suggestion that this track's drying up a bit. You see it's still clearly raining. Look how careful Grez is having to be. Oh, this does look very slow, and I think maybe it's the wrong choice. Obviously, we don't have a time from Greza to compare it to, but we know that on his first lap in Q1, Davis finished P2 in Q1, did 1:13 something in sector 2. We know that because we saw that. And so Greza's done a 13.8, so there clearly isn't much difference. It does look to me like that McLaren is gaining up onto the back of Greza. Greza might wish he came out a little bit earlier so that he could get the next lap and a lap after in. So it's just going to be the next lap. Here we go then, he's going to be the first to cross the line on intermediates. Oh, I take it back, he's quick. It's a 1:50.15, and the track will only be drier this time round. That puts him into P6. Okay, now we're rocking. Here's Davis, slightly down on his PB, but it's slightly up in sector 2. So he's a 10.5 up. He is going to cross the line in times to another lap after this one, so which you would think would be quicker. And I might suggest that let's just watch Davis over the line, but I think we'll go back to Greza because it's probably a better indication. Here comes Davis. 1:50.0. P2 by second. Let's go back to Greza then. Start Mark retires in the pit. Greza's still got that McLaren all over the back of him, and just looking at McLaren is on full wets. Greza comes through, then he's nearly 6 tenths up from his previous lap, so he's heading towards the 150s. But look at it, McLaren is on the back of him. I bet that's master spread. Oh, that was so close to an invalidation. He keeps it. Into the pits comes the McLaren, and Greza comes through the final corner. And it's a 151.2 in the end. He didn't quite get into the 150s, but I think that was because they're running wide in a right-hander. It moves him up 1 to P5. Let's see who's crossing the line then. So Massey is quite a bit down, and the Mercedes there. Carbon fibre flying off that Mercedes. Right, who's out there? Gumba. Yeah, Dre's just behind us, I think. Yeah, he is. So, see what Gumba's managing. What does he actually have to beat? So P10 at the moment is Frozen. And no, because Frozen crashed. So Demon is effectively P10 on a 51.6. Davis now goes fastest on intermediates on a 49.4. Oh, Gumba has a bit of a moment coming out of the final corner. He goes P11. Dark Mark has invalidated his round at the moment, I believe. What about Dre? Forgot about Dre. And he's round all over the place on the wet tyres. And will be 14th on the grid. And with Dark Lord into the pits, that is the end of Q2. So we're going to lose Gumba, Dark Lord, Rapid Pajala, and Dre. But, that was tricky. That was very tricky. But clearly with Davis's P1 on intermediates, that was the right way to go in the end. So, anyway, through to the pole position shootout. Then we got Davis, Spreader, Noodle Neck, Dragoon, Massey. I'll just finish the countdown after when it comes up. Brez on screen, as you can see, P7, so he's through. So, Massey, Dark Mark, Greza, Mad Mark. What is it with marks being mad or dark? Aren't any marks nice? Demon, P9. Frozen will start the race from P10, but will not play any further part in qualifying. And again, Gumba, Dark Lord, Pajala, and Dre. As director, instance, that is them all on the screen. There we have it. Okay, so are we going to go even further in Q3 and have dry weather? Maybe towards the end. We'll have to see. Straight into Q3. I'm anticipating a very close one this evening. Well, the loading screen is sunny. It's actually sunny. No. Oh my word. Has it gotten wetter again? I'm not sure. No, the game's starting on intermediate, so it can't be wetter. Really look much difference, does it? Who's going to be first out this time then? That is, I think, a Williams. So I think it's Mark. And Mark. Well, my expert opinion says that it's not going to dry up, so I think we're going to be intermediates throughout Q3. So what you might do is see people use one set just to do a couple of laps just to get their eye in, sort of thing, and then switch to their set that they're going to do their best times on. It's not really beneficial to pick to a fresh set of intermediates to do a final lap on a one-shot thing. You're better off doing multiple laps. Well, that's my opinion in a way, but it's more about experience of where the grip is. The intermediates through a 12-minute session or whatever it was, the intermediates are barely lose any time through grip, so in wear of tyres. Anyway, Mark gets us underway then. Let's ride on board. So we go through the very tight, heavy braking left-hander to start off. Tricky in the wet conditions, right. And it's left, right through this horrible sort of snake-like corners. And it's, again, it's all about traction. It's so hard. Down to 4th in the wet for that one, 5th in the dry. Then round to this right-hander, which is again tricky on exit, but Mark takes that very nicely indeed. Try and pinch that corner if you can. Little kink in the road, if anything, into the hairpin. Again, late and heavy on the brakes. Round onto the straight, get the best exit you can. Open up the steering. Get on the power. And you'll be at the fastest you will be on the circuit at any point as you come up to this, again, late braking left-hander, swing it into the curb, over the curb, open it up on exit, round to the right. Yeah, open it up, but this you've got to be so careful on because it will drag you around to the right. Round to this left-hander, which is again very late braking, turning tight to the apex, open it up for the steering. Now this, as I say, in the dry would be flat out all the way through here. So as you can see, just can't do it in the wet, so here, Mark down to 3rd for that one. I think you'd normally find people in 4th on that one. And the final corner to complete a lap of Austin, Texas. And Mark sets us a 48.7, so clearly the time's much improved. While we were doing that, by the way, we've lost Demon, who's had a moment. Massey across the line on a 49.5. Spreader goes fastest, 48.2. Davis has invalidated his first attempt. Noodle Neck, 49.6. Who's this then? It's Skreza. Skreza heads to the line. Oh, it's quick, isn't it? 48.1. Puts him just ahead of Spreader. Red Bull. Up next is Dark Mark. So 48.7 from Dark Mark. That puts him into P3 ahead of Mad Mark. So not only are all the marks dark or mad, they can't be separated on track at the moment either. Davis Dragoon sits in the pits. Apparently my fellow Bristolian sitting in the pits. He's actually Lando Norris in disguise, just so you know. It's Dragoon. Fellow Bristle boy. He had a right paddy when he wouldn't give him a McLaren. Davis comes round then onto this right-hander. So he invalidated his first attempt. Let's see what he can set. He's been right up there all the way through qualifying so far. Spreader, oh my word, he's really improved on a 47.4. Davis then heads across the line. That puts him P2. So nice lap from Davis. on his first valid. Anybody that we can see are actually improving. Dark Mark. Bull of Dark Mark then. Again, it looks good. That's 48 2? Seems to skip a second at the end there on my screen. Well, 48 2 it was from Dark Mark. Anybody else we could see? Up, Greza's up in the first sector. What about Spreader? Coming down towards the end of sector 2 now. No, he's well down. Mad Mark, I think, is ahead of us, actually. No, he's well down. Let's go back to Greza, then. Greza currently sat in P3 on a 48-1. Coming down to the end of sector 2. Look pretty nice through there. And he's found 6.5 temps, which is put him in pretty much 47.5. He would, well, he literally needs to, if he finds another temp, he will go provisional pole. As Massey crosses the line, 47.9, improves up to P3. Greza on target to take pole position with this lap. And it's a 47 flat. Nice lap from Greza. And we got Dark Mark on the way round. Was a bit down in sector 2. Is he heading for the pits? It's going to have to be quick. He should have enough time. He can't hang about in the pits, so he's going to have to be quickly change the tyres and get back out. So, Spreader well down. Sector 1. So it's just Greza and Massey to look at. Greza's already invalidated. I expect he's doing a cool down lap in a way. Massey may be going again. Can't quite see his sector 1 time, so let's watch him through to the end of sector 2. Quick gearing down. What's that now? He's well down. Way down. Okay. So, who's doing what then? We've got a couple on now, like Davis and Mark, and that's Mad Mark and Noodle Neck currently on outlaps. Dragoon. Well, I don't think Dragoon's coming out at all. For some reason. Why be that then, me mucker? Trying to work out who's where. Spider's first on track, isn't he? Well, Greza's into the pits. He's not going to get back out. But he's out of fuel, yeah. So that's why he's come back in. Right, Spreader's improving then. He's almost 3 temps up in sector 1. So it's a very nice start to the lap from Spreader through the left-hand hairpin. Let's go on board with him for the rest of this lap. What could be essentially a pole position lap. Greza retires from the session in the pits. Spreader through the left-hander up towards the end of sector 2. And wow, 6.5 temps up. It's going into the 46s with reasonable ease by the looks of it. So clearly by the looks of it, the track continuously getting drier throughout the session. time to cross the line to do another lap as well. Go then. 46.4. Wow. Takes pole position at the moment by 0.6 of a second. Massey's also improving. He's 4 attempts up. Needs to find quite a bit more. But he can get ahead of his teammate, certainly. It's 47.0. Oh, he's missed out on Greza by 0.04 of a second. Davis improving, but he's early on. Who's actually next? It is Noodle Neck, who's gained a couple of attempts in the first sector. Another 4 attempts in the second sector, so it's just over 6 attempts up. Still needs to find a lot more to displace Dark Mark ahead of him. Get that fourth there. Yeah, Noodle definitely running traction. And into the final corner then. Oh, he's invalidated at the final corner. He did improve by a second, but invalidated. Who is next? This is Mad Mark. Found 4 attempts through sets of 2. Head to the line. 47.4 puts in P4. Clarence master spread. He is going to go for the line. He was a couple of attempts down. Oh, just missed out by a 10th. So, here is Massey. Again, finding a tiny bit more at the moment. He's finding enough that he could displace Greza. Uses all the inside curb on the final corner. And he does displace Greza by 0.02 of a second. P2 for Massey. Dark Mark. Oh, he's invalidated. And I think then that that's it. Oh, Davis P5 in the end, but brilliant qualifying, but he may be a little bit disappointed after the showings he had in Q1 and 2, but still a brilliant qualifying in very, very tricky circumstances. Well, Spreader dominates, taking pole in the end by 6 tenths over Massey in P2. Greza in P3, so it's McLaren, Haas, Alpine, followed by Williams of Mad Mark. Nice qualifying for Mark. The second Haas in P5 then, so P2 and P5 for Haas, very nice indeed. Of Davis. And we got Dark Mark in P6, Noodle Nep 7, Demon in 8, and Dragoon, well, not setting a time, not even coming out the pits, Dragoon, I'm really not sure why. Demon crashed, unfortunately, so again I could go to instance there, not really needed. Okay. Right guys, well, we're poised for a race, and from what I understand it'll be in dry conditions, so look forward to please for that. We're just always, guys, on these streams, the drivers and myself, to be fair, need a quick break, so we're going to take normally about 5 minutes, and we'll be back shortly. I'll pop you on the break screen till then, and see you in a moment. Okay guys, back with you, and as you see the countdown's happening to the formation lap. So expecting a really good race. Just while we're waiting for that, we'll take a quick look at the standings. So you should be seeing the driver standings coming up on your screen about now. And don't know how visible they are to you. Probably looks different for me than it does for you guys, so I'll read through them for you. So you got Spreader. Master Spreader's leading the way on 122. Massey currently in second, 30 points behind on 92, so a good result needed from Massey tonight. Sergeant Kamarov not with us tonight, but he's in P3 on 73. Gumba currently in P4, flying high on 60 and starting in P11, so great shout of some good points tonight. Remember, the top 15 score points in PRF1. Master Revan, who will start from the back, is in P5. Fatal Defiance not with us tonight in P6. Big D also not with us tonight in... sorry, he's P8. Demon is in P7 on 51. So a chance for him to get some points over his rivals. Dark Lord and Noodle Neck fill out the top 10, and then take plenty of time still in sector 2, so take a quick gander at the constructors as well. There we go, so it should be on your screen about now. McLaren then lead the way on 150 points, but look at this, Williams and Aston Martin both on 118. Ferrari just behind on 110, so big battles going on there in the constructors. And Alfa Romeo on 99, so they're not too far behind either. Haas on 74, but looking set at the moment as it stands for big points tonight. Then Mercedes 64, Red Bull 60, Alpine 54, Alpha Tauri. Well, Frozen, the Alpha only Tauri driver on the track, starting in P10, so let's see if we can get their season moving a little bit. They've just come, well, Spreader's just coming through the final corner, so we'll get back to the game ready in time for the start and take a quick look at the tyres. There we go, you should be back on the game screen now. So then, here we go, we've got, right, let's get the details up first, there we are. Tyres then, so Spreader, Massey starting on the mediums, Greza on the hards. Mark has started on the soft tyres. That's an interesting one. Renowned for being hard on tyres this track. Then mediums for a way down and a bit of a mixture. Pajal also starting on the softs. Let's go to screen, off we go. It looks like Spreader's flown off the line. He has indeed. Massey covers off Greza, but also leaves himself open to Mark on the inside. Oh, come on, give me a better one than that. So Mark's gotten up to P3. Greza's actually dropped to P5 after being sort of come across by Massey. But it was all done fairly, and Massey's helped his teammate who's up to P4. No big gainers. You've got Demon up 2 and Frozen up 2. No big gainers, no big losers, which is good. That means we've had a good start. So Spreader leads from Massey. Mad Mark in P3. Remember, on those soft tyres. So I'm not 100% sure what the sort of tyre durations are here, but I can't imagine that the softs are going to go very far. So I wonder if it's maybe 8 laps on the softs and 20 on hards from Mark, unless he's planning a 2-stop. So Frozen gets ahead of Dark Mark a bit further down. In fact, they're switching positions. They're side by side into this tight left-hander. And actually nicely done from Frozen, who gets up to P7. Good racing from the pair of them, very close together, but no contact, that's all. And just got Reza at the moment, stuck a little bit behind Davis. I'd say stuck behind, it doesn't look like they're that close there. They are pretty close. At the moment though, Mad Mark very much keeping Massey honest. It's amazing to me when they take that sector 1 so perfectly. It's one of my dreaded points of the season is coming to Austin, and that sector 1, I find it just as difficult as I do Japan. A bit further down, Dre getting up to P11 there, ahead of Dark Lord. He's up 3 places now. So, just look then. So 3 is the biggest gain. So Dre and Frozen both up 3 places. The biggest loss is 2. There's multiple drivers on 2, and that was a McLaren. That's Spreader. Spreader spun it, so Massey takes the lead. Mad Mark into P2. I can't see anything obvious damage-wise on Spreader's car, so I think he's okay in that sense. It is, well, as I said in qualifying, it is a track that will do that to you. It's a lot of places on this track that will just spin you out of traction. There we have it. We've got someone dropping down. It's Dragoon. He's round at the final corner by the looks of things. Gets going again now. There won't be any requirement of a safety car as Greza gets past Davis. So Greza now up to P4. Maybe seeing that McLaren suddenly appear as the car ahead of Davis has urged him on a little bit. He looks quick, does Greza, doesn't he? He's already pulled a second out to Davis. Davis coming under a big pressure here. Oh, look at the Alpha Tauri. That car just ghosted. So, Demon up into P5, Frozen's up into P6, Davis now dropped to 7th. He's got Dark Mark on the back of him. So I don't know, I can't see any obvious damage to Davis on the front, but I don't know if maybe he's picked up something else up. Going over a curb or something. So it's a sudden drop in pace. He's... Oh. Red Bull did well to avoid that. And looks like Dark Mark's gonna get a move done up and go. Davis leaves plenty of room. But he's not giving up on it though. They stay side by side. And I think Davis retained that. He did. Just go on board because that camera angle is useless. Did you see Davis? It does look like he's struggling through corners. Dark Mark ends up losing a place there. Better to lose a place than you win, because it was close to that. And that's Noodle Neck that is taking advantage of that. Oh, my word. So they're both going to have... Oh, well, it's... jumping all over the place for me, this. I don't know what's going on. Right, let's look at the standings. Dark Mark is Davis. There's no way he's just lost that amount of pace. So that was Noodle Neck. Just saw pass through our screen. He's been round, And he's... Oh, that's Pajala, sorry. It's been around. He has recovered it then. He's got Dragoon on the back of him. It's just sorry, I just wanted to switch there. Dre looking to get past Davis now as well. And indeed he does. It really does look like Davis is struggling for downforce, so I'm kind of guessing that maybe he's got some rear wing damage or some sort of body damage which is affecting his downforce. Penalties being picked up all over the place. This one again. So this is Noodle Neck, right on the back of Dragoon at the moment. Having recovered from his spin Noodle Neck, trying to see if he can start making his way back forward again. So you can have the DRS. Surely too far back on this occasion. Yep. Just say that Spreader is back up into P2. Just goes to the front, boys, actually. So Spreader's back into P2 and he's caught the back of Massey. To the point that he's got DRS now. But Mark hanging on in there. We're now on to lap 6. So his softs have done 5 laps now. As we said, they won't last long, so I would imagine his mind is already going to pit stop. What do I do? What do I go to? Sorry guys, I'm clearly having some lagging issues. This isn't we have all switched on tonight, so I don't know if that's having anything to do with it. Even though we're all Xbox, I don't know why we did that, but I should imagine that's affecting it. Maybe. Let's just go down to Demon. It looks like he's the most likely. So Demon is on the back of Frozen at the moment. So he looks the most likely, but is he running out of track? Still got a bit of time. No, this is down to the braking zone now. It's not quite close enough. There's a couple further back, but I think it's all a uniform line down to that corner on this lap, so we could perhaps go to Red Bull, who's making a move on Noodle Neck. So Red Bull does manage to move into the left-hander, and that puts him up into P14. Okay, I didn't see what happened amongst all that, but Grezza's dropped to P9. Clearly some must have had a spin or something. I doubt he'd be over the moon to find himself rejoining back behind Davis again. Although he may well have a run here up into turn 1. DRS open. It looks like he's going to get it comfortably, doesn't it? Does indeed. Just switch to the tyres again now. So obviously, yeah, Grezza was the one high up that started on hard, so he's going to get the long stint done first. Already, Grezza's on the back of Dre. And you would think Dre 4 seconds behind the driver in front, so no chance of DRS for him, so you would think that Grezza had a nicer line there as well. Surely get the overtake done here, and he does indeed. Comes back in to take the racing line, and back up into P7 now for Grezza, and 3.5 seconds to make up to Dart Mark. See how the leader's getting on. Massey's still leading. The gap's not really changed since we last looked at them. Just over, well, it's changed by about a tenth. Spreader's about a tenth closer, but not within DRS. Well, he's within the DRS range in the sense he's got DRS, but not within overtaking range yet. Into the pits comes Mark from P3 then. So I'm interested here to see what he switches to. If he switches to mediums, it's a 2-stop. He's switching to hards, so I believe he's going to the end. And out he comes. I think he's going to slot in just ahead of that battle on the left-hand side, which is Noodle, Neck and Red Bull. But of course, he's got to warm his tyres up. They'll be horrible through this first sector, I'd imagine. Let's go on board with him. You have to kind of hope that the guys riding behind you bear in mind that you're on cold tyres when you come out the pit and don't run straight into you. But that sector would have helped him generate some heat into the tyres. And now he's got a couple of, apart from the hairpin, he's got a couple of straights there to help. And yeah, all looks good for Mark. He's already accelerated away. Noodle Neck has lost out to Red Bull quite badly there, so I'm not sure what happened. Right then, let's have a look. Demon then, very close to Frozen for P3. Obviously now Mark on those nice fresh hards should have the temperature in them now, and he'll be hoping to start putting some times in that is going to allow him to jump back ahead. Certainly at the lights of Frozen downwards, really. Got a yellow. Is that Master Revan? Kind of forgotten a little bit. No offense, Master Revan, but I kind of forgot he was in the race, actually. Very unusual not to be watching Revan quite a bit in the race. Pajala's into the pits then. Looks like he's put hard tyres on. So he was the other one that opted for the softs at the start. So that's both soft drivers pitted and looking like going to the end. Here's our two leaders. Now it's going to be a point when these two are obviously going to have to pit. It's not going to be too early, it's going to be quite late on. The reason it won't be too early is because nobody's going to want to pit early and leave themselves open to an overcut. But at the same time, if they go too long on the tyres, they'll then leave themselves open to the undercut instead, as Mark has just gotten past Goomba for P10, and Noodle Neck that pass. Oh, fighting with Dragoon actually at the moment. Let's go down to that one. Gone one too far. Oh, Neck not really side by side into there, and Dragoon takes the corner, racing line. Back to our leaders, currently going through sector 1. Davis is into the pits then. So he's the first of the medium drivers to pit. That is early. Set me. If we maybe need a new front wing. The tyre lengths here, but I'm guessing it was splitting. Nothing happening there. Let's go to the two Ferraris who are right next to each other, but well, they swap places. Goomba lets Red Bull through. I think Red Bull still got the DRS. Yes, he did. Yeah, the allowed pass was just after the point. Absolutely no idea how Goomba managed to almost go for an overtake when it was Red. So I assume Goomba's running a much lower downforce. Who's this? This is... Oh, okay, so this is Mad Mark. Obviously having made his pit stop back out. And back on the back of Dark Lord now. Oh, Dark Lord runs wide out the final corner. Mark opens up DRS and has the move done with ease and up into P8. He's got 5 seconds of free air now until he catches Dre. By the time he catches him, may well head into the pits in a way, so he may very nicely move out the way. Just looking 3.3, 4, 7, 8.8. Yeah, so 13.8 seconds at the moment. The difference between P3 Frozen to Mark and P8. That's a comfortable overtake in the pit, so we know if all goes according to plan here that Mark is going to end up back up in P3. As Greza gets it done on Demon. Up straight, and Greza having to recover at the moment is back into P4. 3 seconds. Frozen, who's carrying a penalty, so tell you what though, Demon ain't giving up, is he? That's brilliant from Demon. Absolutely not giving up. And Greza will get DRS again, so he may get a chance up into turn 1. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough. Well, that was fantastic from Demon to get back past Greza. Definitely approaching pit stop territory. 11 laps completed, so this is the 12th lap for the medium drivers. We've got a few close battles going on, but this one, yeah, the other one I was looking at is just separated slightly. It's Dragoon on the back of Goomba. Let's stick with this as we head back onto the long straights. This is where Greza got the overtake last lap. Looks like he's going to do the same again. Obviously then he's going to look to defend it. Defend and stop Demon getting back past again this time. The last time when Greza got through, I said he's got 3 seconds to make up to Frozen. That's now just over 4 seconds. We've got a sector. I think that's Spreader. It is Spreader. He's lost his wing. So into the pits will come Spreader. And it's about the right time for a pit stop in a way, but obviously I didn't want that pit stop to be a new wing as well. Where does the Alpha Tauri stop? It's going to move ahead. I think Frozen might get out ahead of Spreader here. Spreader's on his way now. Frozen gets the jump on Spreader. Surely, having seen that, surely Massey will pit this lap. Doesn't have to, but it surely makes sense. Mark on his journey then is back up into P4 now. Oh, and amongst all that, I didn't notice, but Greza pitted as well. So Demon, Greza and Spreader all pitted at the same time. Where's Demon? Oh no, sorry. Okay, I'm getting confused. Demon didn't pit. It was Greza and Master Spread that pitted, so Greza got the jump on Master Spread through that pit stop. And Master Spread, as you can see, making a move on Red Bull. And is back into P10. Goomba up the inside here of Frozen. So that is a class. Oh, careful. But that is because look at the cars are all stuck behind Frozen here. This is Frozen because he's having to heat his tyres up. It should be about reaching the right point now. It's, oh, it's cost Goomba, hasn't it? Oh my word. That was Spreader. These guys are stuck right where Spreader was. Dre's into the pits. Noodle Neck's into the pits. There's probably perfect times for those guys to make pits while this lot are all fighting amongst each other. Massey did pit, by the way, and is onto his hard tyres. Demon still going on the mediums. He's determined to go a bit longer. Mark is catching him. So, just looking at Grezza, just slightly ahead of where we were, is on the back of Frozen. This is fresh mediums against fresh hards. They were battling before the pit stops. They're battling after the pit stops. This time, surely, with fresh medium tyres on, Grezza has done enough. Frozen stayed by the side of Grezza. He was relying there a little bit on Grezza being aware of that. Grezza does hold the position. Just check that. They suddenly all changed positions then. Right, into the pits is Demon then. Through goes Mark. Dark Lord. I believe Dark Lord and Grezza will go through. A bit more than that as well. He's going to get out of roundabout side by side with Dragoon. As I said, side by side with Dragoon. And there ended up being a bit of contact. Can be difficult when someone's exiting the pits there. The good news is it didn't look to me like there was any damage caused, but look, the guys behind... As frustrating as it might be for them, they have to be aware he's just exited the pits. His tyres are so cold right now. So through goes Dark Mark in a way. He managed to make the move. His Spreader in the McLaren. I mean, that's how much that spin has hurt him. The extra time that was spent in the pits is what's landed him sort of in amongst all this. Looks like Demon's calmed it down now. I think he's gotten to a much more happy temperature. They won't be fully up to temperature yet, the hards, but they'll be in a much better place now. Into the pits comes the Ferrari. That was Goomba. So he opted to do his hard stint first, so he's coming in for mediums to take him to the end. So that's why we hadn't saw Master out. I wasn't sure why, but Revan, I didn't see what happened to him, but he must have had to pit because he's on 10 lap mediums at the moment. So he must have had to pit earlier on. So let's move then, because that's just sizzled down a little bit. We've got Dre on the back of Demon. I think Demon's a bit happier now. And right, so one of the gaps to keep an eye on is definitely Grezza on the back of Mad Mark. Pits couldn't work out any better for Mark really. He did have a 10-second gap, but it's decreasing quickly, but it would gradually decrease a little bit slower each lap. And it depends how much Grezza's got left in those tyres by the time he catches Mark, I expect. And Mark, with his early pit stop, of course, will be putting the hards through the mill as well. Evening, Mario. Sorry if you posted that a while ago. I wasn't looking at my chat, so... Spread her back up into P6. Oh, there's stuff going on. Dark Lord's into the pits. He's put softs on. That's an awful long way for softs to go. Red Bull's put mediums on. Obviously a part of the stint, but that is an awful long way to ask a set of softs to go, unfortunately. There's 12 laps to the end. 12 lap stint is what the mediums do around here. So, yeah, there's a long way to ask him to go. We'll see how he gets on now. In terms of battles at the moment, guys, things are calming down a bit. Oh, we've lost someone. Noodle Neck is out, and that is a full safety car. And he's lost it, I think. It's on the left-hander that takes you onto the bitter straight before the hairpin. And to be honest, well, it's a nightmare for Massey. He's probably shouting no at the screen right now because he was destined for the win before this. Absolute no-brainer for Mad Mark that he has to pit. He potentially could have gone to another set of softs, although he may not have had a fresh set available, to be fair. But just thinking of the fact that you're probably going to get 2 or 3 laps under safety car, so he perhaps could have done. But he's probably much wiser to go to the mediums, to be fair. So, man, Mark, absolutely still in there for a podium today for me. He's penalty free. Frozen ahead of him isn't. I think Mark will be saying to himself, when this gets restarted, I have to get ahead of Frozen quickly. If I could get ahead of him quickly and put him between me and Spreader, that will increase the chances for me. Regardless if he ends up on a podium or not, he still had a great race again. And you could argue the potential is there for the victory. You get past Frozen quickly. Rez's tyres are 5 laps older. Massey on 4 lap older hard tyres. The possibility's there. It's not it's not beyond the realms of imagination, is it? So who have we got then? So at the moment we're down to Dragoon being the next car to catch up. Just to mention that Davis, Demon, Dark Lord, Pajala and Raven have all pitted for soft tyres. Sometimes amazes me a little that the guys at the back, particularly the guy at the very back, pits when they're pitting for soft tyres at the end like this. They do it on the first lap of the safety car. You know the safety car will go a minimum 2 laps. So if I was the guy at the back, I'd pit on the next lap. Because even under safety car, you'll pick up 3 or 4% wear, I would imagine, on the soft tyres, even possibly a little bit more. I'm not sure. just reconnecting to the stream myself. I noticed the viewers have dropped a bit, so I don't know if we are having problems tonight. What's happened? Are those guys still going? Does that just happen for everybody? Hang on, Grace has invited me. Right, so I don't know if you guys saw that on stream, but it just came up with the sounds as if the race had finished. Grace has invited me back, so hopefully they're still going okay. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I don't care about a message from Xbox. Thanks, Grace. There we go. Come on, load already. Right, what's going on? Okay, I think we've caught it just in time for the safety car coming in. But look, yeah, look, the safety car's driving away from Massey. So safety car is in this lap. So all that actually happened just there was we got to miss a safety car period. That's that's not the end of the world. So here we go then. So when will Massey go? It's leaving it late. So away he goes out of the final corner. It looks like Grezza's got a move on Frozen. Indeed he has. And Grezza will take P2. So Grezza's going to get after Massey. I'd imagine after everything that's happened to him in this race, Grezza, he would never have thought he'd be in this situation where he has a genuine chance for the win. Frozen and Mark battling. Frozen's defended from Mark, who's coming under a bit of pressure from Master Spread now. So we won't get DRS till lap 3. Spread's having a look to the inside of the hairpin. Mark losing plenty of room. And through he goes. So Master Spread up into P4. But I don't think Mark's going to be particularly easy to shake. So fact, he's having a little look to the inside, but not this time. But to say, I don't think it's going to be very easy to shake at all. Dre has just gotten ahead of his teammate, Dark Mark. So that's into P6 for Dre. So Revan moves up a place down at the back into P13. Goon there getting ahead of Dark Mark. So Dark Mark just struggling a little bit. He's on 8 lap hards, to be fair. Oh, in fact, he's into the pits, so I didn't see it, but he must have picked up damage. This Demon leaves the session. Oh, Demon's out. I have absolutely no idea what's happened to Demon. Didn't see him drop it, but he is out. Mark on Sauce to finish the race then. So this is Frozen, currently in P3, fighting away, trying to defend from Spreader. But obviously Frozen does have that penalty, as Red Bull picks up one up himself. No DRS yet. It'll activate next lap. So, and look, Spreader, he's desperate to get through, you see. He's desperate to get into P3 and see if he can catch the cars ahead, because he knows, I think, that he's got the pace here, around here. So, but in doing that, he's used a lot of ERS. So, Spreader then. Let's go to the outside for turn 1. Sets a free yellow. Something has happened at the final corner. Spreader can't get that move done. I want to go to that final corner, and that was Revan. And I believe it was Revan and Davis. So I think they've had a coming together of some sorts. And they are now P12 and P13. So, for now then, let's go to the battle for the lead. So Massey leading on 9 lap hards from Greza on 10 lap mediums. You would think that right about now those hards should be, well, every bit as good as the mediums, if not maybe a little bit better. Bearing in mind we did have a few laps under safety car, so perhaps not as much wear as the laps suggest. It's going to be interesting to see what Greza does here, because could be those where there's not a huge amount of benefit for him actually making the overtake too early before the end of the race, so not sure. He's been in this sort of situation an awful lot more than I have, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Keeping an eye on that behind. Sorry, let's just go to Frozen and Master Spread because they're so close. Surely this time up into turn 1 for Master Spread. And indeed, he does get the move done. So that's Spreader up into P3 then. So, as it stands right now, this is a sort of mission to do minimal damage to his championship. As it stands, if you remember back to the standings earlier on, he had a 30-point lead. As it stands, he'd only lose 10 of those points tonight. I'm not sure actually who's got the fastest lap, who's got the fastest. Ooh, fastest lap at the moment is Dark Mark, down in P13, so it's an interesting one. Oh, and there was an overtake for the lead. My apologies, it's standard DRS overtake down the long straight. let's just see if Grez has got the pace to get away from Massey. And it looks like Frozen's had a spin. And he's dropped down to P7. It's a shame for him. Battled away the P3 for so long. After the safety car. Everyone to Gumba there. Oh, Red Bull is round. In the Ferrari. He's lost his front wing. And he will need to pit. So he will go to a set of sauce and maybe look to take the fastest lap. So this is this 3-car battle. As I said, it's not going to be easy for spreaders to lose Mark. Mark on 7-lap mediums. Oh, we've got a full track yellow. From what I can see at the moment, I think it's a virtual safety car. Can't see an actual safety car. So there is a couple of pit stops going on. Revan and Red Bull pitting. It's going to allow Dragoon back through for a couple of places. It's clearly just a VSC. So a chance to pull back a bit of energy. DRS enabled, and that means the VSC is finished. So away we go again, and the battle for the win will continue. There's a battle for P3 going on. Mark seems to get a little bit of a run on Spreader there. Oh, and there's been an incident down at the back. I think Red Bull spun on his fresh tyres, so... Yep, sorry, let's get back to... No, he's okay. Okay, so... the gap between the two leaders and the gap for P3 is about the same at the moment. Obviously you've got Dre on the back of these, but having a penalty, it's pretty much... it's probably best off just following them, really. Leeching DRS off of them. He's got a nice gap to the driver behind. He doesn't gain anything by making any overtakes, so if it was me personally, I'd just sit behind them. So, just little signs that through that sort of sector, Spreader can just pull out a little bit, but then we get back onto the straight, and obviously that disappears again. And this was what I meant by... I thought it would be difficult for Spreader to get away. And Mark actually gets side by side. And that was fully side by side. That was from a long, long way back. He was a good 7/10 back when when they went through the hairpin. Both very low on energy now. Very tempted if I was Mark to sit behind for lap 20, the rest of this lap 27, in order to try and save some energy to make a move. Lap. It's very easy thinking, yeah, that obviously seems like a good idea, but when a driver ahead mighty quick, it's really hard to stay on the back of him if you don't use some energy to aid you in doing so. So Dark Mark there getting ahead of Davis for P10. Let's just go to the two leaders. Massey is close. This battle is not done. Surely Grezzo will move to the inside. Will he? Will he? No, he's going to let Massey have the inside. Massey was basically passed before the braking zone there. Look at the amount of energy Grezzo's got. used his brain, hasn't he? Greza, even though he's in P2, he's currently my favourite to win this race, I feel. Right now, Massey has got a tyre advantage over Greza, but Greza has got 60% ERS. He's not particularly interested trying anything through down into turn 1. It's obviously the long straight that he wants to get the move done on. So make it extremely difficult for Massey to come back in sector 3, where we have a yellow flag at the moment. I'm not sure, but I think that was somewhat between Red Bull and Master Raven. Looks like they're having a right ding-dong, those two. So here we go. This is the moment. Can Greza get a little bit of a slingshot maybe to aid him up the straight? Let's go on board with him. So he opens up energy. Look how low Massey's energy is. He's got to stick with it here, Greza. And through he goes. Well before braking. And it looks like Massey will have to settle for P2. And that is really thinking ahead from Greza. That's really impressive. Take a quick look at position changes. So Greza through the final corner takes the checkered flag in the USA and wins the Austin Grand Prix from Massey in P2, Spreader in P3, Madmark P4, Dre 5th. And we're going to see now if the penalties make any difference. So Frozen will cross the line in P6. Dre holds P5, Goomba 7th, but Pajala jumps ahead of him, so Pajala 7th, Goomba 8th, Dark Lord 9th, Dark Mark 10th, Dragoon 11, Davis heads to the line, he's P12, Master Revan, him to forget for Revan really with his ability, but it's P13, still points, and Red Bull in the Ferrari of course will bring it home to finish the race for points as well in P14. Don't forget we got the podium chat coming up. A familiar podium with Greza, Massey and Spreader. So we'll speak to them and see what they thought of everything. All in all, a pretty good race. It was just the one safety car. Only 2 retirements, and okay, there was a few other little spins going on, and but it looked like there was a couple of crashes maybe, but all in all, the driving looked brilliant. In all fairness, Greza then out onto the podium to celebrate victory into the top step. For Massey, it's a points gain on Spreader. Spreader points gain to just 3 points. That went well. Mark didn't see it pop up after that, although I could be wrong. There we have it. Right, let's get these boys in then. So there's the results. So let me just scroll through the results first so that they've got them for the standings and race director instance in case the stewards need them. Oops. So quite a few. Most of it is just 3-second E-warnings for corner cutting, to be fair. The vast majority of it. Right then, Greza. Let's see if I Greza. No. Spreader. Is that all of you? Yeah. Excellent. Hello, guys. Congratulations to all three of you. Can just make sure you include your audio for me, please.
Oh, done.
And we'll speak. I think actually, Grez, I'm going to come to you first. I'm going to do it that way tonight and go first place first. So, congratulations on the win, mate. Mighty close, obviously, with you to the end. I could see what you were doing. I could see you were hanging onto your press and onto your energy. But yeah, it was brave of you to let him sort of, to defend the move on the penultimate lap. Put it that way. How did you see it, mate?
Well, the whole race at one point, I mean, I decided from an early stage that the tyres were wearing so much. I think I was the first to pit and I was on the hard, so I was going to do stop. But then that safety car sort of left me no choice. But I looked into it because of the safety car, because Massey was miles ahead. Let's fairly say that first. But then, yeah, it was really tough at the battle. I was hoping the mediums wouldn't die on me, and they managed to stay in it. And yeah, that penultimate lap, I was like, do I use the battery or will I be second into the last lap with battery? Of course, if he had saved him, then I wouldn't have had a chance. But he was flashing when he come past me. I was like, I might have a chance here. So yeah, it was a
excellent,
good battle. I expected to be side by side for the three on that last lap. To be honest, I'm not going to
lie. Yeah, well done, man. I mean, it was mighty close. Obviously, there was a couple of things happen earlier on in the race. I think you had a spin, or something that dropped you down a bit. And you had to fight back through, but I lost count of how many overtakes you did. To be fair,
I had a bit of a rush set because I didn't know I was racing today until I got in. Got home from work about 8, and then just that long night. I can't get on the power. Obviously, I lost it on the hards there, and I had another moment there with Demon was side by side with me. If you saw that, so it was that was a tough corner. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll take it.
Congratulations, mate, on your win. Let's see, unlucky, mate. I mean, all I can say really. I mean, you were miles in front before the safety car came out. I think I said on stream, I bet he's shouting at his screen, no, 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 right now.
Yeah, he was.
But yeah, I mean, that's just unlucky, man. But all in all, how did it go from your side?
Yeah. First bit of the race had a go with the spread, and then he had a bit of a spin, and then he damaged his wings. At that point, it was just a case of together keep pushing the gap, and then the plan was actually, if there was no safety car, was to pit for softs and get the fastest lap back and just protect the lead. But when the safety car came out, I just passed the pit and I was like, come on. And then it was already at 10-1 by the time I got there, and Greza was on fairly okay mediums behind me, and I thought, this is going to be tough. Yeah, I've been lucky with safety cars in other leagues, and it's finally caught up with me. I've been unlucky tonight, so win some, you lose some. But it was a good battle at the end, to be fair. So I enjoyed that, but I need some luck. I can't keep just getting 2 or 3 points away from spread every race. I need a few more.
That's the thing. Spreader was bit of an exciting night tonight. But he's minimised the damage to you. Obviously, you were hoping you're going to take the 10 points away from him. But just a 3, so still shortens the gap. But 27 points, still early in the season yet, really.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to go. Yeah. Cool. Well, congratulations, mate. And,
cheers. Thanks.
We'll come to Spreader then. P3, great recovery, mate. To be fair, there was a right hairy moment in the middle of all that. when pit stop happened and didn't happen. I think you were around about 10th, 11th, and changed in amongst those positions a couple of times. But yeah, it was really tight. I think there was 5 cars all in a row. And I think Greza got out of it a bit quicker and disappeared up the road a bit from you. But yeah, a bit hairy. What do you think?
It was tough getting back through. I mean, I couldn't have fucked up more than what I did. I dropped it. That just let me get away from me and I had to pit, and that didn't work out in my favour. And I got into some great battles. There's a great move with Mark and Gumber, and I didn't see Mark coming. He come up the inside of us as well. We got a bit sandwiched there, but we was all right. We made that through, and I had a good battle with Mark as well on the safety car. But I think I might have done dark marks on down by accident. If I remember correctly, Mark's come out a bit. I've gone to cut back under him, and I think Mark's come at the back of me. So I do apologise for that. If I'm at fault, I'm at fault. But other than that, there was some great driving around me tonight. Really.
Yeah, it was full of great driving. I think there was a couple of ding dongs going on further down the field. But all in all, the driving was pretty good all throughout. Yeah, I mean, in terms of you, I think ultimately, if you said about a possible incident there, but if you do hold on to P3, you've got to be pretty happy with that in the end, I'd imagine, after all that.
Oh, yeah, God, I'm over the moon.
Minimising the damage. Yeah.
Massey wants him to send a clip in. About send a clip in.
Yeah, I don't think Mark clipped it, he said, but, I do apologise. Like, I see behind me, I don't have a move on me, and if I've got to back and cut across him, then it was my fault, so I do apologise.
Okay. I think it did mean that Dark Mark got the fastest lap in the end, actually, because he pitted and put softs on.
Oh!
Just to him on that. As far as my driver of the day I like to give out goes as well, I think that's going to Dre tonight. So well done to Dre.
Yeah, I saw that result. That was pretty good. Yeah, looked good.
Yeah, held on to P5 and yeah, okay, he had a penalty. Shout out to Mark as well, who drove a fantastic race. Mad Mark drove a fantastic race.
Yeah, I thought he was after that safety car because he had just mediums, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, in that was in a great spot, but the problem is he had you ahead of him and Frozen. Well, you got ahead of Frozen really quickly. Frozen proved quite difficult for Mark to get past.
He let me
and
pass
of course
because
he had spreader all over the back of him as well.
He overtook me by accident under the safety car, and I had that game glitch, so I had to let him back through. And then he lifted on the street to let me back through. To be fair, so.
Oh, I see.
Good play.
Fair play. All right then. Right, I think we're at Monza next week.
Yes, and it is a sprint weekend. Is it Monza?
It's a sprint.
It's a sprint weekend next week at Monza.
Monza, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's Monza, yeah. Awesome. So we'll be back next Friday, 8 p.m. 8:30 p.m. For Monza, which is usually one of the best races of the season. So I hope to see you all for that.
Yeah, it should be a good sprint as well.
Yeah, it's a sprint weekend.
Yeah.
So what quali are you doing before the sprint?
It'll be one shot.
Either shot or one shot. It's one of them.
Right. Okay.
More than likely one shot without the sprint. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I know it's
even
a
short qualifying. Even short qualifying followed by sprint is faster than full qualifying.
Oh, is it?
So,
well, we're looking to it.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a nightmare for the streamer one shot because you can't keep everyone's separate track. It takes a minute or two to all from, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're better off just staying on one person, to be fair, and watching their lap. But
right.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Well, thank you to everybody that tuned in live. I did see the viewers were up really nicely at one point, and obviously thanks to everybody that watches it back as well. The views have been awesome every week. So thank you to all of you. We'll see you again next week, 8:30 for Monza, and have a nice weekend ahead of you.